Hello everyone, welcome back to Shivik Tutorial. In this video, we are going to do a complete crash course on Scratch. I will be telling you about everything, every single thing that is in the Scratch. So this is the first ever crash course made for Scratch in a single video. So make sure to be with me till the last of the video, so you will get a basic knowledge of the Scratch and then make games in Scratch. First, you have to know these things before starting Scratch. So, what I will do in this video. First is how to add a Scratch. Second, we will talk about how to add a backdrop. Third is about all the blocks of motion, look, sound, events, and everything. Next is about costumes, how to add a costume and everything about that. Next is about how to save a file or something. Next is about the green flag, the red click button, everything. And lastly, we're going to do some sounds like what is about the sound and what is everything. And I will explain you in detail about everything. And like this will be a very fast video, means I will try to do it as fast as possible. So first, let's see about how to add a sprite. So when you open your Scratch, you can see a simple sprite. In here, it is the default sprite of Scratch. So you can delete this sprite if you want. Now, when you click on this button of choose a sprite or hover on it, you can see four options, which is choose a sprite, paint, surprise, and upload. So when you click on choose a sprite, Scratch gives you a variety of sprites like animals, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, fashion, and letters, like that. So when you and you can just like this. Next is paint. So we can paint a sprite. So I will tell about all these buttons while I tell you about the costumes. So you can just make any sprite right here, like circle or something. That can be your sprite. So the next is surprise. When you click on surprise, a very random character or a sprite from the variety of sprites that Scratch has, a random pops up on your screen, and you can just take it as your Scratch or sprite. Okay, sprite. Next, what we have is how to add a backdrop. So first is choose a backdrop. So it is pretty similar, like it also has it this. Okay, so we have backdrops, we have a variety of backdrops, we have a variety of sprites. And backdrops we have all fantasy, music, sports, outdoors, indoors, space, underwater patterns, like a variety of things we have in here, like circle, heart, light. So there are many backdrops in Scratch, many sprites in Scratch. Then we have paint. When you click on this, you can just paint a backdrop like this. If you want this to be your background, it can be your background. But for now, I don't need backdrop. So you have a surprise. So you can just take a surprise, like you have a heart, like heart background. The random backdrop comes here. So let's see about our codes. No. I just don't. Okay, so in sprite, in adding a sprite, we have upload sprite. So upload sprite, when you see upload sprite, when you click on this, wait, or upload backdrop, when you click on this, this screen will appear, like you can just select any backdrops from your downloads or your files, and it will be selected as your backdrop. So let's move on to blocks. What you can see on the left side of your screen is all blocks of code. So first we'll see for sprite, then we will see for backdrop. First we have for motion. Let's quickly do for motion. First is move 10 steps. When you do this move 10 steps and you click on this, this action will be performed. Move 10 steps means you can see it is going 10 steps. It is going from left to right because it is on an x-axis. So in x-axis, if there is a positive, like a positive value, it will go from left to right, or if it is a negative value, it will go from right to left. I will tell you about x-axis and y-axis further in this video. So this was about move 10 steps. You can just change the value to like -10, so that it will go from right to left. You can see this. Okay, so next we have turn 15 degree. So there is a symbol right here which is like which is telling that it will rotate in this style like left to right. So when you click on this, you can see that it is rotating from left to right, and you can just change it to -15 so that it goes to right to left, as you can see. And there is one more option to go from right to left, which goes from right to left, or in case of negative value it will go from left to right. So there is a basic thing that you have to fit in your mind, is that in any block, if you enter a positive number, it will go from like a left to right, we can say, or up, from down to up, you can say, or left to right. But if we take on the x-axis, everything will go to left to right, and a negative number, it will be the opposite in case of the turning or in case of moving. Next we have go to random position. So as this is, it's a normal English sentence like go to random position. When you click on this, it will just go to random position on the whole screen. And in this you have go to mouse pointer, and when you do this, it will come towards mouse pointer. So now my mouse pointer is right here, so it is going towards mouse pointer, but it can't go out of the screen, so it is till the end of the screen. Next what we have is go to x and y. So now you can just add some values for x and y, so your sprite will go at the desired position. So you can see I took 0 0, so 0 0 is the normal center of your whole screen, so 0 0 is the center. Next what we have is glide 1 second to random position. Now what will it do is, it is very similar to random position, go to random position, but what it will do, it will not directly go, like it will not directly teleport. What it will do is it will glide to that position like this, and you can just change the value like 1 second, like you can do 6 seconds, like it will go to that position in a total of 6 seconds. Like you can see it is still going. Okay, 6 seconds. Okay, next what we have, okay, so in this we have a mouse pointer, so it will glide towards mouse pointer in that number of seconds. Next we have glide 1 second to that position, like if I take 0 0 or the center of the whole screen, I can do that, it is going to the center. Next what we have, point in direction. So as the block suggests, it will point in direction. Like if I do 90, it will point in 90-degree angle. If I do 180, okay, so either we can write or it will just happen like on its own. Okay, so 180, or we can like do this -75, like that. Next what you have is point towards mouse pointer. It is pretty like normal, it will just point towards the mouse pointer which is here towards this block. And let me tell you something, there is only one option right here, but when you add another sprite, like if I take a surprise sprite, you can see there is a shark over here. When you go on your first sprite, what you can do is now you will see shark 2 also, means it has to point towards shark 2. So this is a pretty nice thing. Okay, so now we'll delete this shark because we just want this sprite, one sprite, so I can explain you. Next what we have is change x by 10. So what is the meaning of change x by 10? So if you like, if you notice something, it is change x. X means the x axis, which is horizontal line. So when you click on this, you can see that it is moving 10 steps ahead. But as I told you, if it's a negative value, it will go in the opposite direction. So next we have set x. If I set x to like 0, it will go to x0, but the y would be unchanged, like the y value would be unchanged. You can see it is 0, but the y value is unchanged. Next what we have is change y by. If you change y by 10, you can see it is going upwards, but if you change y by -10, you can see it will come downwards. Nice. And then we have set y to 0. If I click it, it will go to 0. Okay, so it was pretty similar to set x. Okay, next was if on edge bounds. What it has to do is, it has to, if it is on edge, it has to bounce. Okay, so if it is at edge, it is at edge. Okay, it is touching the edge. Okay, so it will bounce, it will just go a little bit so that it doesn't touch. Okay, you can see now it's not touching. Okay, next we have set rotation style from left to right, or don't rotate, or around. So and when I click this, it will go from left to right whenever it will rotate. If I do this, it will never rotate. And if I do this all around, what it will do is it will be the same as it was. Now exposition, when I click on this, it will tell us about the x position of the sprite. If I click on this, it will tell us about the y position of the sprite. And if I click on this, it will tell about the direction of the sprite. So this was about motion. Next what we will look is looks. So in looks we have say hello for 2 seconds. So the statement itself tells us that it will just say hello for like 2 seconds. Okay, so say hello for 2 seconds. It will say hello for only 2 seconds, and this text and this value can be changed as per unit. Next, we have say hello. If I click on this, it will just say hello until the next action is given it. Next, we have think for 2 seconds. So it will just think like what is happening. Like it will just do it for 2 seconds, not more than 2 seconds, because we have given it to do it for only 2 seconds. And if you notice, in say you can see another box, and for think you can see another box. So next we have think, only think. So when I click on this action will be done until and unless we have another action. So we have switch costume to Jordan D. So this is like it will just switch its costume to like another costume, like you can see CB. So this will just change the costume. Next we have is next costume. When you click on next costume, you can see this, it is changing its costume. Like if it's the first costume, it will go to second, second will go to third, third will go to fourth, and fourth will go to fifth. Next we have switch backdrop. So this is an interesting thing. The sprite can change the backdrop. You can see switch backdrop to hearts, so it is changing. If I take backdrop 1, it will just change to backdrop 1, and if I take next backdrop, it will just do to next backdrop. Then we have a next backdrop. It is very similar to next backdrop. You can see it is just changing the backdrop. Next we have change size by 10. Wait, okay. So when we change size by 10, what will we do is it is a positive number, so it will grow in size. Okay, see, it will grow in size. And if we have a negative number, it will go less in size. Next what we have is set size. Okay, so we can set size to 100% or even 200%. See, next what we have is change color effect. So when you change color effect by 25, you can see the color effect is changing. By means the color is changing. So you can either do it to 100, like change rapidly. You can see from one only 2 colors are here. If you do like 5, that should be 20 colors. Due to math, you can see it's slowly changing, slowly changing. And if like we take it to 1, it will change very slow. Like many shades can be seen. You can see many shades are seen on her shirt. So next what we have is now fish eye. So change fish eye effect by, if you take 1, so you can just get a better understanding. So fish eye is like it will get a bobbly effect from the middle of your like screen. It will get a bobbly effect, like bubble effect, you can say bubble effect from the middle of your screen. You can see if I click it, you can see like a fish eye is like that only. So you can just see a fish eye effect. Next what you have is whirl. So you can see just whirl is what it will just rotate and rotate and rotate, create like a whirl. You know what is whirl is like a like spinning. Yes, you can see in your screen what is happening to the girl. You can see now whirl effect is more like that. So Next, what we have is pixelate. When you do this, it is very interesting. It will just change a normal image into pixel effect. You can see it is pixeling. Like if you see, if you know what is Minecraft, then you know that what is pixel and what are pixels. So pixels is just a small box which has like many colors, which makes it like a box. So if I take minus 100, so I think it can be normal. Okay. Next, what you have is mosaic. So if I do on mosaic in 10, you can see an effect happening on the screen. Is it will just double it, or like the value in the block will be applied. So next effect what we have is brightness. So brightness of the sprite will be changed, as if it is a positive value it will go more brighter, and if it is a negative value it will go less bright, or darkness you can say. And the last we have ghost, which is nothing but darkness. So if you do 10 in ghost, you can see it is getting darker, or it will be after a certain number it will be disappear. So next is set color effect. So the same things are here, but it will, we can set it and not change it. It is same. Okay, so set color effect to 100, so it will just change its color effect. Next is clear graphic effects. When you click on this, all the graphic effects applied to the sprite will be cleared. And lastly, there are some blocks in which we have show and hide. So using these blocks, we can hide and show the sprite. Next, we have go to front layer. Using this, it will come to the front layer or the back layer of your screen. And this is a block go forward one layer, so it will go forward one by one layer and not directly to the first or the last layer. Then you have costume number, and when you click on this it will just tell you the costume number, and you can tell costume name. And we have backdrop number, which will tell you the backdrop number and backdrop name, which is hearts. Next is about the size. When you click on this, it will tell us the size of your sprite. So next we have sounds. So when you click on play sound referee whistle, it will play the sound until it's done. Next we have start sound. So when you click on this, it will just start the sound referee whistle and it will just stop. So when you click on stop all sounds, it will stop all the sounds which are going on in your project. Next we have change pitch effect by 10. So pitch effect is the highness, like high or low pitch. So you can, if you need a high pitch, you can go to a greater number of, or if you need a low pitch, you can go to a negative number. Okay, so we have pan left or right, which I will tell you in the intermediate crash course. Next, we have clear sound effect. So you can just clear the sound effect of set pitch or change pitch. Next, we have change volume by minus 10, means you can either increase the volume or decrease the volume using this block. Next, we have set volume to 100%, which will set the volume to 100% or any other value that we enter in this block. Then this is a button like volume, and when you click on it, it will tell you that how much percent volume is currently used. So next we have events. In events, you can see when green flag clicked. So this is the start of all your code, that when the green flag will be clicked, this will be used. Then we have when space key pressed. So when space key or up arrow, down arrow, or any key is pressed on the keyboard, a certain function that we take up here, like when space key pressed, it should hide. So I click the space key and it hide, and when green flag clicked it should show. Okay, so I will just take show like this, and when you click show, hide like that. Then next what we have is when this sprite clicks. So when this sprite is clicked, it should hide. Okay, so when you click on that sprite, this block will be used, and that particular action will be done. Next is when backdrop switches. Okay, so when backdrop will switch to backdrop one, a particular action under this block will be executed. Next is when loudness. Okay, so it is nothing but when loudness or timer is more than 10, or something, a particular action should be done. Next is when I receive message. So this and this like are a combination. Like if you broadcast a message from another sprite and you need this sprite to receive this message, you can use these two blocks. Next, we have broadcast message one and wait. So normally we should use this block because that block just broadcasts the message and it's over. But when you broadcast the message one and wait, it will be more useful for projects. Next, we have controls. In controls, wait 1 second is the first block, and when you click on it, and anything that you have to do will wait for 1 second, and then it will do. Or the value in this block can be changed. Next, we have repeat 10. So you can repeat it 10 times, like hide and wait for 1 second. So it will hide, wait for 1 second, and show. This thing will be happening for 10 seconds. Oh, sorry, 10 times. You can see when I click on it, it will happen like that. It will just repeat it for 10 seconds. This is this block. Next, we have a forever block. So any action inside the forever loop will happen forever until this red stop sign is clicked. Next, what we have is if then. Okay, so this is used in projects, in big projects. If you have this if you can use in operators, which I will tell you afterwards. If this block is clicked or this keyboard option is clicked, this action should happen. So this if then is used for that. And if then else, like if key up arrow press, change y by 10, or else change y by minus 10. So you can use this if then and if else like this. Next, what we have is wait until. So any value can be inserted until like in this block. So it will wait until that particular action is completed. Next, what you have is repeat until. So a value, if you we have like true or false in this. So until the value in this is true, the action will be repeated. And the next block is stop all. When you click on stop all, the full project will be stopped. And then we have when I start as clone. So we can create a clone of the same sprite, and when it will clone, the particular action will be done. And we can also delete the clone, like delete this clone. If we delete the clone should be deleted. Next, what we have is in sensing. So in sensing, we have touching mouse pointer. So touching mouse pointer is when it will touch the mouse pointer. So it will when the our sprite is touching mouse pointer, it will happen. So this is used in if else, or if then else you can use. If it is like if touching mouse pointer, what should happen is like we can just take hide or uh, okay, so create clone of myself. So here we have only one clone. We do this. Okay, so it is touching mouse pointer, but we need a forever loop for it. So we just take this in forever loop. Okay, so mouse pointer touched. So many clones of this will be done. You can see when you stop it, you can see any clone. So I will just start it again. So there is a clone here, and I just stop it like that. Now you can see that there are clones every time I touched the sprite. So next we have is touching color. So it can also indicate like touching color. You can see if it is touching color purple, like here we have purple on the screen, it is touching white. Okay, so if touching white, you can see true will come because the sprite is touching white color. Next we have color, this is touching this color. So like color green is touching blue, you can see. Okay, so color black is touching color white, so it will come true because it is touching white. Okay, so when you click it, you can see true. Next is distance to mouse pointer. When you click on this, you can see the distance, exact distance from the sprite to the mouse pointer. Next is ask what your name. So when it is asking what your name, we have to just input anything like and this, and we have to click this. Then we have an answer. So when you click on answer, you can see the answer given to that question. Next we have key space pressed. This is like if you can just change it to any key on your keyboard. So key space press, so anything under this, like if anything under this block will be done if that key is pressed. Then we have mouse down. So when you click on this, it will be false. False. It will be false until the mouse is down. Next what we have is mouse X. So mouse X is minus 240 because my mouse pointer is at minus 240, and mouse Y would be minus 130. Next what we have is set drag mode. So if it is draggable, then we take a forever loop and I will show you. If it is draggable, then inside it will be draggable. But if it is not draggable, so inside the project it will be not draggable. Wait. Like if we take events when green flag clicked in forever loop, set drag mode to not draggable. So you can't drag it right now, as if you see glide. Okay, so I take glide like that. Next what we have is loudness. So when you click on this, you will just see what is the loudness. And timer, so you can just make a timer like reset timer or create timer. Next what we have is backdrop of stage. So when you click is backdrop name of stage. So hearts, the name is hearts. Then we have volume. So volume of stage is 100, backdrop is 2, and volume and my variable will be like 0. Okay, next what we have is current year. So when you click on it, it will tell the current year, month, date, day of week, like, or it can tell us the hour, minute and second. Next we have day since 2000. So it is the 9028 9028 day after since 2000. Next we have username. So when you click on username, the username of your, like your name would be in this project. Next is operators. In operators, you can see there are operators is all about mathematics. In this, the first is like plus. So you can just like take two values like 2, and if I take 2 and 4, it will add these and just give you the result. Like this, there is minus, multiplication and division. Next we have pick random 1 to 10. When you pick random 1 to 10, it will just tell a random number from 1 to 10. Next we have this block is used in if statement. Like if this number or this thing or the variable is bigger than this number, it should be true or false, then that will happen. Then like this we have a bigger mouth, lower mouth or equal to. Then we have this. In this we can do like this and this. So in if this and this are true, then only that particular thing will happen. This and this and or this and this, or like we can say not this. Okay, so next what we have is join. When you click on this, it will just join the two things, like join apple and banana. And then what we have is letter 1 or F of apple. When you click on this, you can see that the letter 1 or apple is A, it is showing. Next we have mod, round, abs, off. So these are all higher mathematical things which I will tell you in the intermediate course. Next we have variables. So in intermediate, I will tell you how to make a variable, make a list, or make a block. Because for beginners, we have first like 6 to 7 blocks. First 6 to 7 like motion, look, sound, events, control, sensing, and operators are for beginners. Now I will tell you about the costumes, and then we will just end this crash course. So in costumes, you can delete a costume by this option. You can add a costume using this. In this we have choose a costume, and when you choose a costume, all the sprites which we can see, the costumes of all the sprites, you can see like there are hundreds and thousands of like costumes in here. Then you can either paint. So I will tell you how to paint something. You can see first we have a select option. You can select anything on the screen using this. Next we have reshape. I will tell you about reshape afterwards. Then we have paint. You can like paint anything in this. Then what we have is erase. So you can even erase this. Then we have paint bucket. So you can just paint it everything. Then we have text. You can just add any text. Then we have line. You can create a normal line here. Like, okay, so line, you just create a line like that. Then we have circle. So you can just create a circle like that. Then we have a rectangle. Then we can create a rectangle. So this was all about that. And next we have about group, ungroup, forward, backup, front, and like undo. These are all for the intermediate course. I will tell all about this in the intermediate course. For now only this much. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video as possible. So if you like my video, you can comment. So bye bye.